David Benavidez gets the job done in a big fight over David Morrell at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. He unified a couple of bouts that not a whole lot of people care about because the real undisputed champion in that division will be crowned next month, and that will be the next target, I think, for David Benavidez. He got the job done. He looked good. We said coming in that one of the things that you don't love about how he's been fighting lately is that he has been taking a few rounds off. Specifically in the beginning. It's been a bit of a slower start, and then he's been getting going. Right from the word go, he was great. He was putting that pressure on Morrell, and I don't think Morrell was expecting that. And not that Morrell handled it poorly, it just, I don't think that that was a part of the game plan that they thought they were going to have to deal with. And he looked fantastic, and it continued as the fight went on. He has such great power in everything that he throws, Benavidez. And the accuracy was great, and it's this forward pressure that is just, it's constantly coming forward. It's constantly getting there. And it is big shots that are landing. I thought the investment in the body punches really paid off late as that fight went on. It really made an impact as this fight continued and Morrell started to slow and slow and slow. Now, it was not flawless because Benavidez does get clipped a couple times in this fight. Morrell was there the whole way in the first few rounds. But again, he started to fade a little bit. And one of the things that happened is that Morrell would get backed up a little bit and get cornered. And instead of, all right, let's use like maybe a hit and a move or whatever, he would just come out swinging. And it made for a very entertaining fight. I would absolutely recommend going back and trying to watch this if you haven't seen it already. But he came out just firing in those exchanges, which is great. It's a fun way to go about it. But then as the body shots start to wear and as that constant forward pressure starts to wear on you a little bit, then all of a sudden those punches aren't coming with the same power. And now Benavidez is walking through a little bit more. And now we don't have the footwork to slip away anymore. And so we're just stuck getting punched in the head a lot. And that is not a fun way to spend a Saturday night. So I think that there is a maturing and a learning that can come for Morrell. Well, we'll talk about this in a little bit. I thought he looked great. But for Benavidez, it was really, really impressive. He faced some adversity. He stuck with his plan. He got better as the fight went on. He answered a few of the questions that you had about him coming into this fight. And so because of that, everything we talked about all week about how this was the big fight that gets him to the bigger fights that maybe gets him to the biggest fight. Step one, check. He answered every question. There's no concerns about it at all. I really liked what I saw from him in this fight. There's just so much to like about him. So he is now set up for the winner of Beterbiev and Bivol, which might set him up for Canelo Alvarez. Because it seems like Canelo and Terence Crawford, that's next on the dance card. I think Benavidez is next for Beterbiev and Bivol, and I think you go from there. But this puts Benavidez in a spot where he can either by this time or by the end of 2025 or around this time next year, at the latest, Cinco de Mayo weekend, there is a chance we are talking about Benavidez as someone who has absolutely changed his life with a couple of big opportunities. For Morrell, this was a good showing. I want to see him again. It was a fun fight. I think it's one he can learn from and one he can grow from. I think he's going to be a real contender at light heavyweight for a while, still just 27 years old. And so we said coming in, like, he may not win this fight, but this is a big fight for him to kind of show what he has and to show how good he can be.